Hello everyone, welcome to another GDevelop 5 tutorial. So in this tutorial, I will be showing you how to create a pause menu in GDevelop 5. So first of all, I will show you how this is expected to work. Here's my scene, I'll just run that. Okay, so this is my scene. Now I didn't really put this slime work here, so I can actually show you something. Now, if I pause this scene, as you can see, it stops moving. If I click on play, it continues moving. So I also added a restart button that actually restarts the whole scene, so everything comes back again. So now, just close that and let's open our scene here. So first of all, we need to create a layer. Come to your layer editor, click on the plus sign here. Let's add a layer. Let's name that pause. So close. Now we need to add in some objects. So scroll to the bottom of your object panel, click on add objects. Let's add a sprite. Click to add an animation. First of all, we need to add a black mask. Here it is. So black mask. So this will serve as the background of our pause menu. So click on the black mask. Set the x-axis to 0 and the y-axis to 0. So now let's add the layer now. Layer to pause, that's the layer we created, and custom size width 800, height 600. So that's placed here now. So we need to add a menu button, sprite, click to add an animation, and here's our menu button. I'll just name that menu, apply, scroll up, here it is, put that into the scene. Okay, custom size, I will be using a custom size, height 130, layer, pause layer, x-axis. I already have like a good position for mine, so I think you should like really set aside time to actually place yours in the best position. So 301. Now let's add in the play button. Click to add an animation, play. Let's rename that play, apply. Here it is. So put that into the scene. 130 custom size, 130 layer, pause layer on the x-axis. On the x-axis 350 and on the y-axis 301. 301. So now let's add our rotate button. Click to add an object, sprite, click to add an animation, add that. Here's our rotate button here. Okay, I'll just name that restart button. Restart. Okay, it's supposed to be restart. Sorry about that. Custom size width 130, height 130. On the x-axis, I think I will be using 600, and on the y-axis 301. Now I've used layer, pause on the y position. So I have like been able to set this on a straight line, because on the y position 301, 301, and 301. So we're done with our whole pause menu. Now click on your layer and let's hide the pause menu. Now we need to add our pause button. So add an object, sprite. Click to add an animation here. Here is this pause button. Let's name that pause and apply and put that into the scene. Okay, now put that into the scene. Let's scale that down a little and set the layer to a GUI so it actually follows the screen. Now we're done with our whole layout. We just need to go to the events and fill in some events. So let's add a group. Let's name that pause group. Now add a sub condition, add condition beginning of scene. At the beginning of the scene, let's hide the layer pause. Hide the layer pause. Okay, now we need to add another action. Let's create a scene variable. Value of scene variable game post modification sign set to value 0. Create another scene variable. Value of scene variable game running modification sign set to value 1. Okay, now let's create another empty event below this. Add condition scene variable, value of scene variable game running sign of test is equal to 1. Add a sub condition, add condition key press. So we need it to actually we need key P on the keyboard to actually be able to activate our pause menu. So that's why we added the P key pressed. And add condition trigger once. So trigger once while true. Okay, let's add a condition. So this will subtract 1 from the variable game post. So scene variable, value of scene variable game post, sorry, no space in between, modification sign set to value 1 space minus caps lock variable open bracket game post, and close that up. So now I subtract 1 from the variable game post. Okay, so now let's add a sub condition. Add condition scene variable, value of scene variable game post sign of test equal to value compare 0. That was why we added this. So we actually subtract 1 from the scene variable. So when it's 0, we need to set the time scale, change layer time scale. We want it to be the base layer, so you just put double quotation scale. We need to set it to 1. So okay, now add another empty event. Add condition scene variable, value of scene variable game post sign of test equal to 1. So when it sets to 1, we need it to change the time scale to 0. So just change this. So 0. And now, so when the scene variable game post is set to 0, hide the layer pause. And when the scene variable game post is set to 1, we need it to show the layer. Post. So you just set that to pause. So when we pause, sorry, we need to show the layer pause. So okay. Now let's add an empty event here. Let's put that out backwards. Okay, so before we fill this in, we need to add a scene variable. So add condition scene variable, value of scene variable pause now modification sign is set to value 1, and click on OK. So now in this event, let's add a condition advanced or. Okay, so if one of these conditions is true, add a sub condition advanced and so now let's add a sub condition here. So mobile device, search for mobile. So is a mobile device. If the device is a mobile device, please select that. We need it to be invert, so it translates to if device is not a mobile device. Let's add a sub condition to touch, mouse button pressed or touch held, sign of test left. So now the touch or left mouse button is down, and add a sub condition device is a mobile device, add a sub condition. Now let's add a sub condition below this. So here, add condition, scene variable, value of scene variable, game post, sign of test equal to values compare 0. And then cursor touch is on an object, that's the play. Cursor touch is on play. Oh, sorry, pause. So cursor touch is on pause. Okay. So when it's on pause, add condition, scene variable, value of scene variable. We need it to change the scene variable of game post. We need to change the scene variable of game post modification sign set to 1. So it changes it to 1. Add action, time scale. Okay, time scale. Sorry. So change layer, time scale, quotation, base layer. So we need to change it to 0. Okay, now let's add an action under that. Show layer. So we'll show the layer pause. Okay, and let's add a condition, hide the layer, hide object, virtual controls. So virtual controls are actually my on-screen control. If it was a mobile device, we needed to hide it so it won't actually show. And let's add another action, scene variable, value of scene variable, pause now, modification sign set to value 1. Okay, I'm sorry, I think we have an issue here. We'll do one scene variable, post now. Okay, now let's add an empty event below that, and now add condition, advanced and. Okay, now if all conditions are true, scene variable, value of scene variable, that's the post now, value of scene variable post now, sign of test equal to values compare 1, and cursor touch is on an object, that's the restart. Cursor touch is on the restart button. Let's add a condition, change to scene. We needed to change the scene to our present stage, so that's just like it's restarting. Stage 2, that's our present stage. So okay, now let's add an empty event below there. Okay, let's add an empty event. Now add condition, scene variable, value of scene variable, game post, sign of test equal to values compare 1. Okay, so scene variable game post is equals to 1. Add condition, cursor, the cursor touches on an object, that's play. So cursor touch is on play. Okay, now scene variable game post is set to 1, cursor touch is on play. Let's change the scene variable. So value of scene variable, game post modification sign set to we need to change it back to 0. To set it back to 0, and we need to change the time scale. So time scale, change time scale, quotation, that's for base layer. We need to change it to 1. So 1, okay, and hide the layer, that's the pause. Hide the layer pause. Okay, and hide layer pause and show virtual controls. So now it will show the virtual controls, so that's show virtual controls. Okay, so So now let's add another empty event below that. Add condition, advanced, and okay, now this is for our menu. This should take us to our menu. So add a subcondition, cursor or touches on an object, that's menu. Cursor touches on menu, and left mouse button is down. Menu and button down. Button sorry, left. Left. Okay, left mouse button is down. Change the scene. Scene value of scene variable. Oh sorry, that's not even. Change the scene. That's menu. So menu. If you had like a menu of your game, you just fill it in here, so it will change to the scene if the player wants to actually go to the menu. So stay tuned. Now let's run that. As you can see, if our post layer was visible at the present moment, it will automatically hide it before running the game. So now it's not actually visible, so it will still hide it. So as you can see, here we are. So if we pause it, it pauses. If we play, it continues. If we pause and we restart, it restarts the whole stage all over. But I think there is an issue. Here it is. Now as you can see, if it's paused, our character still, like, if this was to be an Android device and it's paused, it will still work. Like here as you can see, our character still just jumped because the jump button is located here. So we could fix that by deleting the buttons here, and let's allow the scene events to create it for us. So let's just delete that. But before deleting it, I would advise you take write down the positions of all your buttons, because we will still need that. So delete that. Come to stage 2 events. Now let's scroll to the top. At the beginning of the scene, let's add a condition. Let's create the button. So create object left button, X position 37. Okay, these are my positions, so I have taken note of them, so I'm just going to create them at the same position. So layer GUI, filling your layer so it actually follows the screen. GUI. So now I'll just copy that, paste, right button at the position 141 and 452. Okay, paste that again. Up key at the position 96, and here 394. So create, paste again, up, down, that's my down key at the position down key 96. That's the X position 96, and the Y position of 394. Down key 493. So you should take note of all this. You have to set it to a GUI layer. Now I think this should be my last button. That's the jump. So now we've deliberately set this at the beginning of the scene so that it at the beginning of the scene, this button is actually created automatically by the scene events, because we don't actually have them presently. So the game will automatically create it for us. So just see it. Now let's scroll down. So here it is. Here it hides the virtual controls. We will just delete that. We don't want it to hide it. No, we don't want that. So instead of hiding it, we need it to like delete the virtual control. So add condition delete. So delete an object virtual controls. So it won't hide it anymore, it will delete it. At the beginning of the scene, it will delete it. So when it is recreated, okay, I'll just copy all of this again because I don't want to like have to like copy them again. I don't want to type them all over again. So now it deletes it when it is paused. When the game is paused, it completely deletes the controls, so you cannot use the controls again. So we needed to recreate it when the game is like when the we close the pause menu. So here when it's in play, so when we click on the play button, add condition, paste that, so it recreates it. So stage 2 event. Now let's run that. So as you can see, no buttons. So as you can see, no buttons. Now we're here. If we click on pause, it pauses, and now as you can see, it deleted the button. So our mouse is hovering around the jump button, but it's not jumping. It's not jumping because it deleted, and when we click on play again, it recreates the button. So pause, play, pause, play. So that's how it's done. I just added this last step for those using an Android device, because when it's paused, we want the buttons to be like completely out. So that's how it's done.